Well, good afternoon. I appreciate you all coming out this afternoon. I'm Jim Ritchie, and I'm honored to be joined today by my Republican and Democratic colleagues in the Senate, and by the leadership in the building design professionals and the leading organizations in the conservation community in South Carolina today. Together, we are introducing a series of bills that will lead the way for energy independence in South Carolina's future. Collectively, the bills address our growing dependence on foreign energy, rising costs in our energy in our state, the effects of a building's indoor environment on our residents, and protecting the beautiful environment all South Carolinians cherish. Without raising taxes, these strategic initiatives will create a new direction for South Carolina. Will leave us no longer defenseless to the unpredictable markets of energy costs, will provide energy incentives, strong incentives for private investors, establish sustainable construction and environmental standards for state buildings and our public schools, and create new alternative fuels for our state's transportation fleet. As a result, no longer will we be determining a building's price as a sole market of value. Instead, we will also focus on its effects on our folks who live in the area, who work and go to school in those buildings, and the long-term cost of operating those buildings. This package sets forth a new course for sustainable construction in South Carolina by adopting leading energy efficiency standards that will actually save taxpayers money over time, reduce energy and water usage, and improve the interior environments for our children and for our employees. The four bills, as you all have probably seen from the packages, are Energy Independence for Sustainable Construction Act of 2007, which requires LEED Silver Standard certification for new state buildings. It will result in 21% energy savings in those buildings over time, which will be a huge savings. It will apply both to new and renovated buildings. We have the same program for building new schools, primary and secondary schools in South Carolina. Some of folks will ask, well, what will this cost? The average increase in cost is only about 2% of the building cost, but the 10 times that will be saved over the life of the building. Two other important features of these bills will be the Energy Investment Act, the Energy Independence and Sustainable Investment Act of 2007, which provides private sector incentives for the building of new buildings in South Carolina. It has two features. One, an accelerated building permit process for those who want to have LEED certified buildings. And secondly, it will have income tax credits for those buildings that are LEED Silver certified in the future. Lastly, we have the South Carolina Alternative Fuels Act. That deals with our state fleet. Whenever we have an alternative that's comparable in price and performance and quality, we're having the state buy hybrid or biodiesel or alternative flex fuel cars and vehicles to meet the state's needs. These bills, as I said before, have no tax impact, but provide a strong balance between trying to preserve our environmental needs and growing our economy, which is vital to the future of South Carolina. I'm honored that these bills have broad bipartisan support. We have 11 co-sponsors already, and 7 leading organizations in South Carolina have submitted letters of endorsement. When these bills become law, South Carolina will be at the forefront of finding meaningful and balanced solutions to conservation and economic growth. And this will enhance South Carolina's future as a highly desirable place to live, work, and raise a family. And I'm honored to be joined by my friends today to introduce these bills. And I invite my colleagues from the Senate to offer any comments they'd like to, and the organizations that are behind me today and supporting these bills.
I'll just say a word. It's important that we lead not by setting policy, not by just setting policy, but by setting example. And Senator Ritchie's initiative that we're proud to join him on puts the state in the forefront of saving energy and makes a clear commitment to the life cycle cost of a project as opposed to just whether it's cheaper up front, and to the life cycle as it impacts the whole community. I think it's a well thought out effort. I know it is because I see my colleagues behind me here in the conservation community and in the building community that support this because it makes sense. And if it makes sense for the state to lead and for the state to offer incentives for other folks to do it. So I'm really excited to join Senator Ritchie and Senator Alexander and others in co-sponsoring this bill.